And there she is. The ramp and the rollers. We're missing a couple rollers there. Alright, we are ready for some reassembly. I got my bearing, drove into my ramp. I'm going to install my ramp. See, that spins both directions. Once we put our rollers in, it'll only spin one way. There is a little oil galley right there. That's supposed to line up with that oil galley there. Putting our rollers in. Because there's spring pressure on the pins pushing them one direction, it makes it lock on the shaft. Alright, so we got our ramp and rollers installed. Next I got thrust washer here. I'm going to put a little bit of grease on it. This definitely has to go the correct direction. Want the face of it towards the rollers, because if you had it this way, if you had it the other way, the rollers would fall out. I do know that. And let's see, one other thing, these holes are not equally spaced. And sometimes I've been able to install this roller into the housing and then turn it where I need to turn it. Sometimes that is not the case. So you kind of want to get pretty close. One of the easiest ways is to see your oil galley here and line it up with the oil galley there. And then you know you're going to be pretty good. Okay, this one is just kind of a tight fit. We'll get her. Alright, we got her pretty good. So I got to turn my ramp. My ramp doesn't want to turn. So I'm just kind of gonna bop it over. It's got to be good. Whoop. That might be okay. Now we're just going to ram them in. Ram them in very, very, very tight. Actually just tight enough. Not even tight. yet. Sometimes these can go really good, and other times they can become a little bit of a pain. Anything can happen. Put our last bolt in here. I think you're supposed to torque them to 40, so that's what I'll do now. Seems like 40 to me. Alrighty. There we have a new ramp and roller installed. Looking good there. I do have new bolts here. Some grade 8s. Might be too long. But I'm pretty darn sure they're too long. get some different ones. Alright, I'm going to install my PTO drive gear shaft. I do know on the like a 656, probably a 686, in order to pull a PTO drive gear shaft out, you have to pull your bottom PTO shaft out, because the PTO drive gear will hit on the PTO driven gear. So actually, on this tractor, if you wanted to just change your direct drive clutch, you could potentially just split it at the main clutch housing here, pull your shaft out, and have full access to your center section there. But on like 656, 686, you have to pull this bottom shaft out that direction. And once that is out, the PTO driven gear is out, then you can pull your top PTO drive gear shaft out. She is looking pretty good. I have the new seal on. I have the new seal greased. I have my new O-ring here. If I can. Jeez. I have my new O-ring here, greased up as well. Right, ready to tighten my PTO drive gear housing bolts up. Got my wobble drive. Always use a wobble drive, especially when you don't need one. One thing I did do here is I took that bottom plug out, cleaned it up, and put some pipe sealer on it, because that hole is tapped all the way through. The PTO drive gear housing bolts are also tapped all the way through, so yeah, I put some of that sealer on them as well. I have my direct drive release bearing here, and 90% of the time these little springs are junk. So, doing a TA job, I always have these, because you're probably going to need them. No, wrong shaft. What the hell? I got the wrong shaft. Whoops. That would have been a big mistake. Got my washer on there. Kind of annoying if you forget that. Got a key. Fuck. Bastard. Alright, I recovered my wood roof key. Just gotta get it seated in there. Nice and slowly. Once you get her a certain way in the groove, there's a passageway for it to fall into, so you can rotate the shaft back up to... See, this is what happened. My glove got caught and that pulled it out. Anyway. Yeah. The bolt jam nut thing back on there. And bottom it right out. And then we'll use our wobble drive socket, because it's available. Give it one of them. Call it satisfactory. Put our washer there on, and see if we can get the snap ring on with the screwdriver. I think we can do it. Make sure it's on there good. It is on there good. Look at that. I thought it might be kind of neat to show what is happening in this TA when you're in direct drive compared to TA mode. So, of course, here's your linkage connected to your lever. All you're doing is engaging or disengaging the direct drive clutch here. So right there, the clutch is engaged. So this would be like with the lever forward, you would be in direct drive. So with the lever forward, we have a mark here, mark there and there. When I come over to this end, let's see, grab my clutch disc. This is of course connected to your very powerful engine. Let's try to get our... All right, so when we're here and we do one whole revolution, turn it one whole entire revolution, our mark here and there are lining up, and back here our marks are lining right up. So we are fully connected from the engine to right here. One revolution there equals one revolution here. So when we pull our TA lever back, we enter into TA mode. So when we pull our lever back, we enter into TA mode. See our clutch there is, she's disengaged, not engaged. And when we do one revolution here, do a revolution there, what you find here is that our marks do not line up anymore. So before, when we were in direct drive, we made one entire revolution, our marks lined back up. When we entered into TA mode, our planetary drive took over in the gear reduction system, and our line on our gear only made it so far, right to there. So I think it's don't quote me on this, but I think it's 45% gear reduction. That may or may not be true, but that's what I think it is. So that's kind of what's going on. Here is my GASKET set. I'm getting ready to mount this back on the tractor, and I forgot to mention one thing to always do is to turn this clutch shaft and see how much play is in the coupler down there. You can see right there. And this one's all right, so we are going to proceed. I'm in the middle of installing my clutch shaft, my main clutch release bearing carrier, and put these washers into the shaft onto the back side. And I sure wonder why they couldn't have just done the same thing but had it on a more easier accessible side. I don't know if my kid was the one who designed that, I would be very disappointed in him. Got our transmission bolted tight to the rear end. Gonna put some covers on the bottom side with some new gaskets. Put the belt pulley back on. Lower down my steering column. And then I think we're ready for a marriage here. And after that, Just simply gotta start connecting stuff and we'll be out the door in no time. We're making our adjustments, first adjustments on our clutch with the clutches engaged. So with my TA lever forward in the clutch engaged position, I just want to make sure I can get my pin in there. I can see there's that much movement in my rod. That's a little too much if you want to get real particular. So what a guy could do is break that jam nut loose, turn that buckle. Heck, let's do that. Okay. Let's just crank her in. Let's go a turn. I like it there. I'll go another turn. I just went 2 turns. Okay, now we can see. That's too tight. I want that pin to go in very freely. So right there, we took up some of the slack in the lever here. I really do like that. This adjustment we want to make is on our main engine clutch pedal right here. We just want to make sure we have free play. I got free play there. I would say a good inch, maybe a little more, which maybe might be too much for some people. I like it right there. 100%. Both clutches are in the engaged position. We have both rods adjusted to the engaged position. Now what we want to do is adjust the linkage between the main engine clutch and the direct drive clutch so they disengage at the exact same time. So the best way to do that is to take the lever, move it into the disengaged position. The direct drive clutch is in the disengaged position. Let's take the main engine clutch and also pull that into the disengaged position, like so. All I want to do is make sure my pin can fit through there and it can move in and out. But I also do not want there to be that much slop. So right there, that's a little too much slop. Which, before we make an adjustment, let's look at our pins. Look at that. That pin is very worn. That pin is junk. I just happen to have a brand new pin. Let's put a brand new pin in there. The brand new pin is installed. Look at that. That's really good. As a matter of fact, I'm going to throw that pin, grab a new pin here also. We got 2 new pins. Okay. The lever is in the disengaged position, which means the direct drive clutch is in the disengaged position. Push the pedal down, main engine clutch is in the disengaged position. I can move my pin in and out freely. I don't want it to be binding. And I can also see that there's not a lot of slop in this rod here. It appears to me, and I can still move that pin in and out. It appears to me like we have a fully adjusted main engine clutch adjusted to the direct drive clutch, or vice versa, which that's all we were looking to do. Adjust them so they work in sync, in unison. And now we're going to get brand new cotter keys and put some brand new cotter keys in there. That wasn't that bad. Going to give this tractor a little bit of a grease job. A grease job for a tractor is kind of like getting a haircut. Every once in a while, you just need to do it. The thing about this tractor is it's owned by a hippie. Not really. I don't need to get so offended. It was just a joke. I believe everything is hooked up here. I did add oil in that cover right there above my finger. Add oil coming out of that plug there, letting me know that she is full and ready to go. Added some oil into for my hydraulic pump. To bleed these, you want to take that plug out and just take it out till you get oil coming out the top. The thing about that plug is I can't get it off, so I'm not sure. Maybe we'll get lucky and we won't have to bleed it. If we do not get lucky, I'm probably simply gonna add a little bit of air there and we'll see what happens. Right now, I think we can hook the batteries up and we can fire it up. I also topped it off with coolant, which is, that's a good thing to do. All right. Well, let's delay this show no more. Look at that, huh? Everything's working pretty good. Let's go faster. Oh yeah. All right, we've made it back to where we started. Let's see if we can go up the hill in fifths. give it another go. Here's our incline. I think we have a success story here on our hands. Oh my gosh. I've been waiting to do this here for the entire time I've been on this project, because I didn't notice it until after everything was apart. Goodness gracious. Won't even come out of there. We could find a gold coin in here or something. Oh my gosh. We could find several the way this is going. Oh wow. I don't know why I'm putting it on a gas tank. Just so I don't miss any gold coins if there was any. You can tell I'm starting to have my doubts. They had a nice little home going back here. That's where I'd want to be raised if I was a mouse. Right in the dash of your 300, 350. Yep. See, I told you a hippie owned this tractor. That looks like parts of his sweater right there. Probably his favorite one. I'm gonna go wash my hands now. Look at that, it's our second uncle. All right, let's see how she pulls up this hill. I'll say that'll do. Asti. Come on, boy. Whew. I really got cold on that one. Yeah.